This is the BBC News with Fiona MacDonald. The South African president has announced new restrictions to limit the impact of what he called a devastating wave of the coronavirus. Cyril Ramaphosa said existing measures were insufficient to cope with the speed and scale of infections, now dominated by the Delta variant.
We are concerned about the rapid spread of this variant. Firstly, because it is more transmissible than previously circulating viruses. It is thought to be twice as contagious, that is, transmissible, as the earlier variants.
For the next 2 weeks, alcohol sales are to be banned and all gatherings, including political and religious ones, are not allowed. An overnight curfew has been extended and schools ordered to close next week. There's been an ambush in central Burundi, which security sources say has left at least 15 people dead. The attack on Saturday evening was in Muramvya province, where 12 people died in a similar assault in May. Witnesses say gunmen blocked a road with stones under cover of darkness and then shot at vehicles. Mexico's Roman Catholic Church has made a dramatic appeal for an end to decades of violence in the country, following dozens of deaths this month in clashes between criminal gangs. In its weekly newspaper, it says violence has persisted, despite promises by different governments to address it. Here's Leonardo Rocha.
There's been a recent increase in the violence in Mexico. In the church itself, they were directly affected by two recent incidents. A priest was killed in a shootout by accident earlier this month, and there was a mass in the city of Iguala where people have to run for their lives and protect themselves because they were caught up in the middle of a shootout inside the church. So the church said that just highlights that the country is going through a major social and legal crisis, and something must be done.
Parts of the Pacific Northwest of the United States are experiencing a record heat wave. The US National Weather Service has issued warnings of excessive heat across nearly all of Washington and Oregon states. Our North America correspondent, Peter Bowes, has more details.
On the streets of Portland in Oregon, they're not used to extreme heat, but with temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius in some places, this heat wave is highly dangerous. Volunteers are delivering water for the homeless. The forecast for the next few days is for searing temperatures that officials fear could claim lives. Essential supplies are being distributed from emergency cooling centres, where people can also escape from the punishing conditions. This heatwave is affecting a vast region, from Canada to Mexico. An atmospheric heat dome, a huge area of high pressure, is to blame.
World News from the BBC. The leaders of Iraq, Egypt and Jordan have agreed to boost their security and economic cooperation at a three-way summit in Baghdad. The visit to Iraq by Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is the first by an Egyptian head of state for more than 30 years, as the two countries seek to repair ties ruptured by Saddam Hussein's invasion of Kuwait in 1990. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said Washington supports Israel's development of closer ties with the Arab world, but stressed the importance of continuing to engage directly with the Palestinians.
We strongly support this, and hopefully there'll be other participants. I think we've also discovered, or perhaps rediscovered, that as important as they are, as vital as they are not a substitute for engaging on the issues between Israelis and Palestinians that need to be resolved.
Mr Blinken made his remarks during a meeting in Rome with the new Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid. With the help of President Trump's administration, Israel made groundbreaking diplomatic deals with the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and other Arab states. Egypt has mediated a deal between Israel and the Palestinian group Hamas to allow fuel deliveries into the Gaza Strip from Monday. A statement by the UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East peace process, Tor Wenneslan, said the Qatari-funded fuel deliveries would supply Gaza's only functioning power plant. Israel and Hamas, which has been running the Gaza Strip since 2007, went to war last May. At the Euro 2020 football tournament, the world's top-ranked team Belgium have knocked out the holders Portugal. Belgium scored the only goal of the game shortly before half-time. Earlier, the Czech Republic unexpectedly knocked out the Netherlands with a 2-0 victory in Hungary. The Czech goals came in the second half, after Netherlands had a player sent off. BBC News.